Hi. Been having some technical issues doing the lives the last couple of times. I'm not entirely sure what I'm missing, but I'm sure I'll get it figured out. Because I don't want to miss this, I went ahead and made a making of this recording instead. Um, in the description, you're going to see a link to a really fun animator, young guy, very talented. This one he did kind of half done, trying to show me how fast you can get an animation done. Mostly, I think. It was a flash fiction piece that has a fun story behind it. My family was on a road trip a couple years ago. This is while my kids were still little. And we brought my niece and nephews with us. And while we're in the car, I started a road trip game where you add just one sentence. So I added a sentence, and it was something like a dog and a frog were friends, or a dog and a frog. Yeah, a dog and a frog were friends. And then one of my nephews added something along the lines of, they went to the lake. And then he passed it to my son, who evidently wasn't so sure he wanted to play. So the dog and the frog went out into the lake for a swim and blew up. The end. So they ran out to the lake and exploded. The end was quite a cliffhanger for a story that was not supposed to end there. Perhaps not a cliffhanger, quite an ending. I think my son might have been 8, 9, maybe. So it was fun. It was silly. Anyway, so I passed this off to this little animator, little young man. Forgive me, not so little. And he created this fun little animation of exactly that story. So the link will be in the description below. And I'd love it if you click on the link and go over and look at his animation. You'll see how silly and fun it is. And he did it very quickly. So I'm in discussions with him about doing a regular flash fiction piece. Perhaps we'll put something on the channel and we'll have writers come in and put a short little flash fiction, and he could pick from one and animate it, and we can share it every so often. If that's something you think you'd like to be involved in, let me know. I would love to get something like that started if there's enough interest. So that's number one. The next thing I wanted to discuss was couple of things, actually. Sorry. I had mentioned that I wanted to discuss the history of Xarrok, particularly of the story Legacy, the Legacy story I'm working on. And part of the reason I wanted to mention is because this was actually the first book in the Xarrok universe. But as I was originally writing it, I came to realize there were some gaps in my history of this universe that I had to fill in. And it took me a lot of years and a couple of babies before I came to fully understand the rest of the universe that I needed to know. And I'm so glad I did, because it gave me the time to really flesh out the story. And that's how the first 4 books of the Xarrok universe came, because they are the backstory that I was missing for this book that will be out in September. I believe it needs more. We'll probably be putting some more work into it before it gets out, but it's exciting to finally have this book out, because this was the first book. This was the first concept, the first set of stories that I had in mind. And yes, Xarrok Legacy will be an ongoing series, possibly an indefinitely ongoing series. Haven't quite settled on that yet. But as it stands right now, my plan is to release another Xarrok Legacy story in September of every single year. The beginning of 2020, you're going to see Knights of Atlantis be released, and that will no longer be just my world. It's currently Knights of the Immortals, but it'll be Knights of Atlantis when it comes back out in 2020. It will no longer just be my world. I'll be fleshing it out and working with a new young writer who's a very gifted author. She's going to help me kind of further flesh it out in the young adult genre, which it already quite fits, as I've been told. But I've got some new approaches that I want to take with it, and I've got a new partner to work with. You'll get to hear more about her in time. One of the other things that I'm planning on doing is interviewing other authors, an introduction to their books and their series and their worlds, and an opportunity to share them with anybody who wants to see and learn or read new stuff and find new stuff. I'm really excited about that. I am recording the first interview Friday, I think it is, and I'm hoping to have it ready to go by Monday. That's my goal. Working on the next interview. Hopefully that'll be a weekly thing after that. Now, I had some issues with the live stream Thursday night. I'm having the same issues today. I will get that sorted, and I'll get back to doing lives after that. Now, as we get going, I'm also hoping to introduce you guys to some really fun animators. There's a young woman that I'm talking to. Okay, I talk to her every day. She is creating a universe of her own, and she's doing her own animation for her own stories that she's written. She's also a young novelist. Her first novel will be out this year. And her mother's an author. She's a lot of fun, and I love working with her. And I'm looking forward to introducing you to her unique skills and her brilliant creations. Although I don't believe her first episode will be out until probably spring break of next year. Totally worth the wait. I should be able to show you some of the art that she's doing for it, though, here pretty soon. Right. And I think that covers everything. If you've got any questions, or if you're an author, you'd love to be interviewed, let me know. We'll talk about your books. Just, you can leave a comment below, or you can contact me on Facebook. And I look forward to seeing you later. This is Katrina. Have a nice day.